I have Elizabeth Owsley with me. She is a senior here. And Elizabeth, why don't you tell us how long you've been in Annapolis and maybe a favorite memory or something that you're fond of regarding the school?
I have been at Annapolis since third grade, and that would be 10 years, my 10th year, except I left briefly in eighth grade due to just, I don't know, family. And so my favorite memory, I would say art related, because I have a lot, would be, I would think sophomore art class was always a lot of fun. Just the group and like the work that we've got done, that felt like it was a very productive year, you know, so
Yeah.
I loved it.
So let's talk a little bit about the curriculum of art, since you have been at the grammar, logic, and rhetoric, all three stages, particularly in our art program. So just walk us briefly through how the art program builds in all three of those stages.
So like I said, I first came here in third grade, so I can't really speak to beyond what I've seen, but I definitely see a lot of fundamentals being built on. In the grammar school, well, throughout, but especially in the grammar school, the curriculum of the art is with the history, it sort of parallels it. So if you're doing ancient history, you'll be doing something ancient in art. So that always felt good, because not only would you learn about it, but you would see the practical application and understand the culture through art. And so that was always nice. And you would also make art pieces. So for example, we did early modern history in third grade, and we did something based on American Gothic. The curriculum has always sort of paralleled history, especially in there, and so that's always nice. In logic school, things that gets a little more serious. Pastels are traded for Prismacolor pencils, which are like professional grade. We get the nice stuff. Those watercolor paints that are sort of basic are traded for nicer things. Pencils go to pens, like everything just sort of gets better, and skill is really elevated. We do more of an individual thing instead of copy pasting, and so you can sort of make it your own. And so I think in those 2 years, you really focus on techniques and fundamentals, colors, shapes, all of that. And then rhetoric is the last year. I think that everybody should at least take one of those art classes, even though it's optional and elective. I've had great times, but that's even more focused on not only art history, but the techniques of art history. For example, my freshman year in Art 1, we studied Fauvism, which is like a subgenre of Impressionism. And outside of Annapolis, I would have definitely never heard of it. So not only do you do art pieces, but you learn about stuff. And so I think that's very important. And then the height of it is when Art 4, into which you can design your own art curriculum and either learn something new and try to do something different and go outside your comfort zone, or to build on the skills that you've had. And the way that the curriculum K through 12 goes, it really makes you into a real artist, something that you can sell and make money off of if that's your prerogative, just to make real beauty.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that you actually left school and came back.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Okay, so my 8th grade year, I went to Baker Middle School. It's a great school, and in no way am I insulting them or trying to be mean to the teacher. She was a great teacher. She had a lot of classes. I would say that throughout the entire year, I only completed one project. And I don't even have that project. And so I would just say that, like, Annapolis is really, like, you got to get it done, you know. It really keeps you on task, and whereas the public schools I've been to or the other private school that I went to, it was sort of more lax and not really focused on beauty. So the only thing that I did finish that I really loved, I could not keep it, and I was really upset about that too. So, and another thing Annapolis does that even if you don't keep it and you decide to donate it or sell it, they take a picture on Artsonia, which is a sort of website in which you can get it on T-shirts, you can get it on coffee mugs. And so not only does Annapolis help you, like, actually complete stuff and be artists and like holds you accountable to actually finishing your stuff, which is very important, but it also gives you a way until you can for you to remember it forever. So I think that's very important, you know?
Makes you feel like an artist.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I can look at the stuff from 3rd grade and be like, wow, I mean, that was pretty good for a 3rd grader, but look at how much better I've gotten. So even 40 years from now, if I've lost other pieces, I can still see what I've done, and that's very important to me.
Yeah. So we have Evening of the Arts coming up. Do you have a special piece that you're creating for that evening?
So I already did my main piece that I was like really excited for. So far, what I've been trying to do is do something outside of my comfort zone. So it might not look as good as my past piece, might not win awards, but I think that it's important for me to try new things, and so that's what I've tried to do with my own curriculum. And so the main piece for me was woodblock printing, which is essentially a huge stamp. Freshman year, I was introduced to that, but it was black and white. And so this year I decided, hey, why don't I do a colored version of that? And so that was what I spent a lot of time doing, and that was really what I did for Evening of the Arts. In addition, there would be an acrylic painting and then sort of a multimedia sort of warm-up thing I did. And we'll see if I have time for something else. You
Awesome.
know? It'll be a little surprise.
All right. Well, thank you, Elizabeth. Thanks for joining us. Yep.
Thank you.